All right, it's time for Dodger Baseball. We are live. It is our first live stream in a really long time, ladies and gentlemen. We got Duncan Die joining us today from Franchise Sports Media, and my good old friend is Rod. And we're gonna be talking Earth and Dodger baseball. Earthing. Let me tell you. I will tell you everything after we hit this damn intro. Let's go. All right. Well, let me send this link to Duncan real quick, and then I'll get started telling you what we're gonna be talking about because we got a lot to talk about um, with the Dodgers. There's just so much to talk about. I guess I can multitask. We got to talk about the Dodgers down in the Padres, baby. Down in Padres. The Dodgers are the Padres the Padre. Oh, man, they're so bad. The Padres are so bad. All right, send it. All right. Now let me actually. I have this iPad open, and I meant to close it, and I didn't. So, that is my bad, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, So we're going to be talking Clayton Kershaw. We're going to be talking how he's injured. We're going to be talking about downing the Padres and how they made so much noise and yet they didn't do anything. Um, but anyway, I'm sorry. So then we're going to talk about Manny Machado crying like a little biatch, a biatch because he lost. He lost all 3 games. Baby, 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 baby. Sugar. So, we're also going to be talking about Squid named Giants. The San Francisco Giants, San Francisco. How they lost against the Dodgers. We could talk about the trade deadline. We're gonna talk about the playoffs. We're gonna be talking about some arms on the way. Maybe Blake Trinan, maybe Danny Duffy, maybe Tommy Canley, maybe Dustin May, maybe Walker Bueller. There's a lot to talk about. Cody Bellinger and Max Muncy doing real good, doing real amazing, doing real good. I'm telling you, I'm Bill Clinton. I'm doing real good. I mean, you name it. It's gonna be a good stream, and we got our main man Duncan talk about it with us. And yeah, so we'll talk about playoffs, and I mean, there's just so much. Maybe even Bauer. We got so much to talk about. Maybe Duncan's only got about an hour, so we might get through all of that. We might not. Is he backstage? Let me see. Is he back here? Duncan is not here yet. So while we're at it, open notes. I'm just gonna grab something real quick. I'm gonna. So we have our PayPal link. I'm just trying to find it, and I would like if you guys could support our channel. So our channel is not getting paid by YouTube. Um, they don't like me at all. Uh, they just don't. So if you could support us, let's see, support us at our PayPal. at our PayPal link. Any support will help a lot. And here we go. All right, let's send that over. Now let's make sure it posts in the chat. I'm just gonna make sure that happened. All right. So that went through. Uh, again, we don't get any monetary support from any sponsors. We don't, which I wish that we kind of did. We don't get any support from YouTube. None. Zero zip. So whatever support we get from you, every dollar counts. Every single dollar. That's how we got this pop filter. I'm just responding to someone. Uh, Anyway, just texting Duncan, a couple other people. But any dollar, that's how we got this pop filter. It's how we're getting some new equipment. It's how we're providing this content to you. So, whatever you can do, it's well, we are paying for StreamYard with the PayPal donations now. So, whatever you can do to help the channel. We're independently run. We're not a big name like Dodger Blue and Dodgers Nation and Talking Baseball and John Boy Media and MLB Network, although they have everything. So again, we don't have any of that. So if you guys, we are an all people supported channel. So if you guys could support us, I'd really appreciate it. And we'll have to. I don't really want to sit here and wait too long. So hopefully Duncan can join us soon enough. Let me take a drink. Nothing like an ice cold Coke during the stream, baby. Let me text Duncan. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, he couldn't wait. He wanted to see y'all and his sexy ass. So we have got Duncan Die. Let's add him.
What's up, man?
What's up, dog?
Yeah, just I gotta go to work later, but got some time to kill. How you doing?
What time do you have to go to work?
Not till 4, so.
All right. Well, let's hopefully we can possibly get some good old material out of you.
Yeah, hopefully. I think we have enough to go on the past few weeks. Since the All-Star break, a lot is.
Oh man.
For sure.
Yeah, there's All-Star game did happen in LA. So that's pretty good. I explained to them a lot of the things that we're going to be talking about. So I'm excited. How you been? We haven't talked in forever.
Yeah, it's been a minute, but yeah, I've been good. Just busy.
Good.
Enjoying my summer when I can. I went to the club.
Oh.
I went to Omnia. Well,
Okay.
the thing is, Omnia at night is the best. That's what I'm on. And then I went to the Encore Beach Club, and it was pretty cool. But other than that, man, I've been chilling, just grinding.
Getting the ladies at the club? Was that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, I mean, I get some. I mean, it's not like a TV show, but you get some contact information, and you hit them up the next day, and then just see what's up.
So what? Without giving too much away, you can give me more details backstage.
Yeah.
After the stream, without giving too much away, what? So have the contacts that you gotten when you hit them up the next day? Have they been fruitful?
Yeah. So the thing is, when you meet a girl at a club, they're either in town for a few days. So oftentimes I'll meet a girl, and then it's like oh, but I'm leaving in a couple of days, so it doesn't work out. Other times you'll find a local, and that's when it gets really cool. And I mean, if you keep talking, go hang out. Like there's a couple of bars downtown you could meet up with. But some of these girls, it's hard to keep up with them, man. They want to go out and they want to do all this stuff and just constantly, like every night. It's like, I'm spending half a paycheck if I'm going out like for a whole week.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
yeah.
Because even if you just buy a couple drinks, that's $3 a drink.
Yeah. And I try not to simp too much. Like to introduce myself, maybe I'll buy her a drink or something. But You know, I'm not going to be spending all my money on a
I,
girl.
well, I have a rule that on a date with a girl, everyone pays their own shit.
Yeah.
And this is ladies, this is for you too. You pay your own, make him pay his own. Maybe when you're on like the 10th date, you can offer. And this goes for all ladies and gentlemen. I love how we become a dating show every time.
I don't know. I've had bad luck with it though. Like whenever
Really?
I take that approach with the girl, right? And that's the right
Right?
approach. That's how it should be. And then
Yes.
whenever I do that, it just so happens that that girl is the kind of girl that wants the guy to pay for everything. But then when I go the other way around, you
Mhm.
know, and then it's like, oh, you don't have to do that, or you didn't have to do that. And it's like, oh, damn. Well, I just wish I could
Well, they say that, but they
understand
want
what's
that.
going on, you know?
Well, they don't know what they want. Just
Oh,
saying.
that's facts.
I'm sorry, but it's true. So for me, clubs are a hookup kind of thing. It's like, for example, the girl that's leaving back to California or Connecticut or whatever in 2 days. That's the girl you like. If I go to the club on Friday, she's leaving on Sunday, so you hook up on Saturday. You see what I mean?
Right.
That's
Just got to get
the
lucky though. That's actually good luck to have a girl meet a girl on Friday and she doesn't leave till Sunday. Oftentimes I'll meet a girl and she's leaving the next day and we'll be hanging out the whole time. But towards the end, it's like the drinks are flying. It's like you can't make a move after a certain while, you know? They get too gone.
well, but if you're both gone, it's
Oh,
it's it's
I don't have to worry about that. I pay
right.
some.
But if you're both drunk, right? Let's just say no one has the excuse of, oh well, he was sober and I was not. No, you're both drunk, so it's like you both know what you're doing.
There's this drink it's called an AMF.
Mhm.
2 of those the other day had me feeling like it was my first night drinking or some shit.
Oh. Well, you don't want to get like that because you want to
I'm not
be.
like I wasn't fucked up, but I was like, "Oh, like, I'm actually starting to feel like I'm going down a certain path here." Oh,
Certain path. Yeah. Well, I mean, so Duncan Die for all the ladies on the show who were watching this, because there's some lady Dodger fans. Have you gotten lucky this summer?
I have. Yeah,
Oh,
a
look
couple of
at
times.
you! I'm gonna need to go to the club with you,
Yeah, I mean, if you want, you know,
dude. I mean, can
things are
you
gonna pick
imagine?
up. The thing is, though, it gets kinda, you know, it gets kinda dirty in the water. Like, if you go to a beach club, I probably wouldn't go in the water, like, after 4 hours after it opened, because that's when it starts, like, you see cigarette butts floating around, it's just, like, nasty. You know what I mean? But if you go to a
Nah,
nice
nah. I
little.
want to go to like the regular club
Okay, yeah, we could
because
talk
I
about.
feel like the beach club ain't nothing gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you like being honest, nothing's gonna happen. In a
Just
club, it's
I just
dark.
really have a good time, you know? I'm not really tripping, like, I'm not like, "Oh,
Yeah,
I need to
sure.
meet a girl." Like, I'm not like, "Oh, I need to meet a girl." It's not
Nah, but
off my list, you know? Just go, have fun, you know? Maybe even make some friends, you know?
you never know. I feel like the lounges are like the McFadden's. It's a nightclub mixed with a lounge. I feel like that's more where the locals go.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
locals go there, and then the tourists kind of go to the clubs.
Out-of-towners, yeah,
Yeah,
for sure.
but the people that live here, they go to like the McFadden's and the Stoners and all of
McFadden's.
that.
You ever heard of disco pussy?
No.
It's like a disco bar downtown Fremont.
Okay.
That's definitely a spot, to go meet locals. I mean,
Mhm.
like, if you're really trying to meet a girl, like, and actually, like, vibe with them and stuff, you know, you probably have a better chance of meeting someone who lives out here at a place like that than, you know, for, say, Elia Beach Club. No, you're
Mhm.
gonna meet a bunch of out-of-towners there, and then you're gonna get your hopes up for maybe a day or 2 and then realize, "Oh, damn, they ain't in Vegas anymore."
So you're saying if a guy wants to vibe out with a girl, maybe go on a date, maybe hook up, the
Right.
best place possibly is the disco pussy.
Sure. Why not?
Okay, ladies
Or
and
just other ones
I could
downtown.
I could go all day. I feel like every time we either talk about a hot wife of a Dodger or girls or drinks or something. Every
I
time.
don't know about you, but I'm fine with that.
Me too. It makes the stream a lot. Ladies and gentlemen, we might discuss like, oh yeah, let's talk this baseball, this play. None of this comes up. We don't. It's not like we do that on purpose. It just kind of comes out. Duncan is getting lucky. I mean, we gotta explore that topic
on a rare scale.
Listen, ladies, you look at this sexy ass right here. You cannot tell me you ain't getting.
Yeah,
You ain't getting
looking
his
for a
number.
solid 4. I'm right here.
Oh, hey, and his links are down below, by the way, in the
Yeah, on a
description.
on a more business scale there. I do write sports recaps,
Well, yeah, but they can
features.
DM you and
That's
say,
kind of
"Oh,
my passion.
well, okay, give me your personal Instagram. I'll put that down there." And ladies, you go DM him, and maybe he'll be coming on and say, "Oh, I was one of your viewers contacted me, and we're hooking up." Okay,
All right, wingman Jason. Let's get
that's
to
right.
let's get to
Hey,
baseball.
hey, I'll be your wingman if we go to the club and the girls see you helping a blind dude. Oh my, oh, poor blind person, and he's helping.
Little do they know that this guy can handle himself, though.
I can handle a lot of things.
Sounded wrong, but I believe
it. I can do it with no handlebars.
Yeah.
Remember that song?
Yeah.
What was that? I can ride my bike with no handlebars. Something like that.
Something like that.
Something like that.
How about Juan Soto? How about Juan Soto going to the Padres and saying,
Yeah, let's speak
I
of
feel bad
that.
for the other pitchers or something? And then all of
Yeah,
a sudden
so
he gets
so
swept.
speaking of getting lucky, the Dodgers are getting lucky against the Padres. So yeah, let's start with the Padres because the Padres they have created a rivalry. Now listen, in order to be a rival in a division, you have to win a World Series against the other team, right?
Exactly.
So the
Or at
Padres
least
have
compete in the playoffs, beat them in a playoff series or something, you know?
right. It's either a playoff series or the World Series.
Right.
So the Padres have never beaten the Dodgers like that. And they started creating this rivalry in 2020, I would say. Yeah, just about. And last year it really picked up. And they did that to like, we want to beat the Dodgers. We want to be the LA team. And Sham Diego. Get it? Sham Diego. San Diego Padres.
They've been
So,
trying for years, though. I don't know if you
yeah.
remember when they got Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, some other player that was a good hitter at the time. It was Will Myers. They coincidentally still have him. But back then he was, prime Will Myers. So, I mean, they've been trying for years to get teams to just go up against the Dodgers.
Yeah, well, exactly. And, I mean, Matt Kemp didn't do anything for him. In fact, Matt Kemp went back to the Dodgers for like 5 minutes.
Right. And then they went to a World Series. But
without
lost.
him.
No, with them. They went. Remember, they lost to the Red Sox.
Was that? I thought he went back recently, though.
Yeah, it was 2018.
I thought it was 2019, 2020.
No, yeah, I think then that's when we traded him and Puig to the Reds. Remember?
That's right. Yeah, it's crazy. Where is Kemp now? Because he wasn't in the game with the Reds.
Not playing anymore.
Oh, really? Huh? Okay. He retired. I didn't know. Well, he was around with like the Ethiers and the Lonies and the Ramirez and the Beltres and all of those guys. But so the Padres have been that kind of team. They've been very desperate, grasping at straws. AJ Preller's like, I'm big, I'm loud. So they decided that they were going to give away 2662 farm systems, the San Diego Zoo, the Channel 4 News, Channel 5 News, Blink 182, Legoland, SeaWorld, Old Town. I mean, you name it, they gave it up. Chargers are LA. They gave away every single thing they had for Juan Soto, the best player in the MLB, and Josh Bell from the Nationals. So that's a great way to remember the learners, the owners of the Nationals. Hey, we got rid of all the good talent. Rendon and what's his name?
Trey Turner.
Bumgarner.
Yeah.
And now Soto, Trey Turner, Max Scherzer, and Bell. Yeah, what a record. So, now the new owners don't have to put up with that. Hey, it was their fault, not ours. So there you go. They became the worst team in baseball by doing all of those moves. And then, they got Josh Hader from the Milwaukee Brewers, which I thought I would love if the Dodgers were to get him, but there's no way the Brewers are going to get him. One of the best relievers in baseball, but he's been struggling with his ERA, his FIP, his the walk rates up, strikeout rates down. Not doing too hot right now, so maybe the Padres can fix that. And then they also got Brandon Drury from the Cincinnati Reds. And I'm thinking, so you traded all that away for 4 players. They come and play against the Dodgers, and they suck. Now, you could say, Jason, Josh Bell and Juan Soto, they're cool with working together, right? They came together. Okay. And then you could say, look, there was team chemistry with those 4 new guys. Fine. First off, Josh Hader didn't even play, from what I can remember. So the other 3, I mean, they have better defense than the San Francisco Giants. I told my dad, I'm like, hey, if the Padres have one thing going for them is they have a good defense, unlike the San Francisco Giants. So, I mean, they made a lot of noise, and yet they sucked. Well, give me your takeaways here.
Well, first off, Juan Soto is nowhere near being the best player in the MLB. That'd be Aaron Judge, if not Ohtani. Juan Soto is definitely top 5, maybe top 10, but realistically, you're just adding 20 home runs to your team and a bunch of walks. He doesn't hit for average. He can, and I wouldn't be surprised if he comes out next year and hits like maybe 310. But this year, he's not really hitting for average. And you saw it in the Padres-Dodgers series. I mean, he didn't do much. Didn't really get on base except for a couple of walks here and there. Brandon Drury, it's going to sound crazy, but I think this year, Brandon Drury is the most valuable pickup for him offensively because he's right around the same with Juan Soto on home runs, but he's been more consistent in slugging and driving people in.
But look, Juan Soto pretty much.
Josh Bell's hitting like 300, so there's that.
Yeah, he is. But
I think Juan Soto's overrated in this trade.
I don't think so. I don't, because his OPS is over an 800.
That's above average for sure. And I'm not saying he's bad.
And it was 875 or 840, and that's low for his standards. Look at his years past. Juan Soto, I think, is Ted Williams on steroids. He's that good. Now, was he that good against with the Dodgers? No. Did we beat him with the Nats? Absolutely. Although, when you remember when they lost 2 games against the worst team in baseball?
Yes, I do.
That was like, how do you lose 2 games against the worst team in baseball? Oh, but you can beat the Angels every time you play them. Okay. And they have Mike Trout, and Ohtani, and you still beat them. So right. Again, it goes to this point that Doug McCain made, Jeff Spiegel made, Ken Rosenthal made, to a bunch of people totally made, right? They said, you can have the most awesome players, but you can have a shitty house. Like, look at the Angels. You have Mike Trout and you have Shohei Ohtani. The rest of the Angels lineup is kind of sucky.
Definitely.
So I think Juan Soto is a great, valuable player, and I just think that next year he's gonna. I think because this is a low OPS for his standards.
Right. This season, having that kind of year to where he can boost the Padres to a World Series championship team. Well, if you look at a guy like Mookie Betts, all his home runs come when that matters. Like he'll lead off the game to start the momentum. He'll hit a bomb to give them the lead when they're down by 2, like he did against the Giants the other day. It's about coming through at the right time. a big stat that I look at is batting average with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
And Juan Soto is hitting like, I believe he's hitting in the low 200s this year with runners in scoring position. Meaning that he in a situation where you are going to get the pitches you can hit because say the bases are loaded, the guy's not going to pitch around you. But for some reason, Juan Soto hasn't been connecting as much as he has in the past. And I don't want to hate on him or anything. He could go off these last 2 months. I'm just saying that the Padres have zero chance of, if they do make it past the Dodgers, I highly doubt they could beat a team like the Astros. Like the Astros, in my opinion, are going back to the World Series or they're even better this year than they were last year. And they have all these guys that know how to perform in that situation. They, in my opinion, I think they are doing better with Jeremy Pena than they are with Carlos Correa.
They are.
Yeah.
Well, I think because Pena takes himself seriously.
Yeah. Exactly.
And I think he's a better hitter. But he actually wants to win it. Carlos Correa is just so fucking cocky.
Right. And he's having an average season on the Twins right now, who are making the playoffs. So that should be interesting.
Which they're playing today, by the way. What time is the game?
The Twins game?
Yeah, tonight. The Dodgers.
The Dodgers game. That's let's see here. They're playing. Oh, that's right. They're playing Minnesota today. That's why it's 7:10. Yeah, it's at 7:10.
Yeah.
At Los Doyers Stadium. Should be interesting.
Well, here's the thing. The Astros, the Trastros, are they cheating though? Because
no.
You don't think so?
Absolutely not. I think at this point, because other teams can pick up to the cheating and pick up on it. And for me to suggest that they're absolutely not cheating would be stupid, actually. I'll say that. But it's either the other teams are responding by cheating too, or they're just not cheating. There's no way that the Astros would be the only team cheating right now, and nobody would say anything because people knew about it before.
It's just they won a World Series, got away with it. I can't see them
they didn't actually get away with it though. They did eventually get caught, and now everyone is looking back at that World Series like a stain on the league. So,
because Manfred made it a stain on the league. Hashtag Manfred. It's one of the
Manfred's done that a lot for sure.
He has. Because again, we've discussed it a million times, you and I on this podcast, and I've discussed it by myself on the podcast. You're gonna not punish these guys. That team got away with everything. They're still considered, unless you're a Dodger fan, they're still considered World Series champions. I just can't, like Brady, I've never been able to think he was a good football player, even before he cheated. I remember, he's so great. I'm like, I don't like Brady. But with the Astros,
let's hesitate on the Brady talk right now because you know where I stand with that.
On the wrong side, anyway.
Sure, stand on the wrong side. So just watch what you say.
Oh, I don't care what I say. I say what I want.
I don't care with your show, man. I'll take over.
You can take over. Yeah, I'd have to upload your videos, man.
Yeah, man. I'll just recap every game on paper, and then I'll just take over your channel and do like a 15-minute video on
it. If you can do that for a Cowboys game, but not a Brady game.
Oh, man. You already know that I'm just going to fill your channel with Brady content. You have to realize, all right, we're going off topic here, but anyone with 7 rings that they contributed all 7 to is an unbelievably fantastic player.
Not what they cheat.
Arguably the greatest athlete. He had more rings than Jordan, or he has more rings than Jordan. He has the potential to get number 8 this year. I don't even want to talk about it.
It's a different sport.
He almost came back against my Rams last year, unbelievably. It was.
Oh man, the fact that he couldn't come back against the Rams.
Yeah, but he almost did. You know, you can't
dude,
control your
no, but
defense.
still, I'm like, Brady against the Rams?
You know,
The
he
Rams
already completed that comeback in the Super Bowl. That's long already been achieved. The fact that he almost made it, or he did make it close, you know,
Yeah,
just
but I was thinking Brady would win against the
one of the
Rams.
many examples why he's the GOAT.
You can hear me, right?
What'd you say?
I said I was thinking, Brady's got this. And then it gets to the end and I'm like, how did he not do that?
Right.
He's Tom Brady.
Exactly. He's Tom Brady.
But if you because my principle is like if it came out that the Dodgers cheated, I'm always gonna see them as just cheaters. I don't care if they go through extraneous steps to show me no, we're not cheating anymore, and I can see the proof. To me, they're still gonna be cheaters.
Yeah.
I'm principled that way. But anyway, that's the same with the Astros. I just cannot see them being a good team because of that.
Okay, so stealing signs all year is a little different than allegedly deflating a football or hiring someone to allegedly deflate a football. You have all year, every game, apparently, that they cheated.
Yeah.
And think about how long a baseball season is compared to a football season or
Mm-hmm.
compared to one football game. So you have all year to sit down and go, is this morally right? Are we really, you know, champions if we're lifting ourselves above everyone else and doing what they can't? They had all year to do that. And by playoff time, they were just like, you know what? Fuck it. We've been doing it all year. Let's just keep it going. Let's keep stealing signs and win a World Series. That's a little different.
I don't think so because it's the intent.
The
It's
intent.
the intent. And also why doesn't another terrible fucking commissioner, why doesn't Goodell, hashtag no Goodell, why doesn't he release the investigation for the findings of that investigation? And there's a reporter every year at the press conference, he did it this year, that asks him, when are you going to release that? And Goodell goes, you ask me this every year. Well, fucker, release it, you motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
There's
I'm
a reason he won't
completely
release it.
corrupt.
It's because
I
he knows
do.
that Robert Kraft's team cheated. He knows it. Why? Look at how he's protecting Dan Snyder. He's protecting the owners. And look, ladies and gentlemen, the commissioner of any sport does not work for the players. He works for the owners. So Manfred ain't hurting the Astros because he hates the Dodgers. And he ain't hurting the Astros as well because he's just protecting the owners. And then Goodell's not going to release those findings against Snyder because he's there for the owners. He's working for him. He's protecting him. And then he's also not going to release the findings on that Deflategate investigation because he's protecting the owners and Brady.
Right.
Which proves to me there's damning shit in that report.
Oh, most definitely.
And so all these owners, it's just terrible. So look, the Astros are likely to make the playoffs. Brewers are likely to make the wild card. The Padres are now what 3, 4, 5, 3 games, 3.5 behind Atlanta.
Right. If the Padres go on just continue this little losing streak that they're on right now, there's a very good chance they could miss the playoffs because there's other teams that are competing for that wild card spot. There's 3 extra playoff spots, I believe, this year for each team.
Right, because there's 14 in each now.
For each league, yeah. Yeah. Here's how it works. I think the 1 and the 2 seeds get bye. So the Dodgers are going to have a bye for the wild card. They obviously don't have to play if they keep it up. Mm-hmm. The 2 seed would probably be the Mets in the NL, right? Mm-hmm. That's who we're looking at as the 2 seed because they got about 70 wins. And then you look at the NL Central, and it's just neck and neck all the way through. You got Brewers, Cardinals at the top. I mean, we could just throw away the Pirates. They're dog.
Oh, come on.
The Reds, too. But
the Reds aren't going anywhere.
Right. Pirates and Reds are poverty, so forget about that. But other than that, in the NL Central, getting pretty close up there. So, the third division winner, whoever wins this division, doesn't get a bye. They have to play the worst wild card team. In this example, it might be the Padres, the way they've been playing, if they somehow sneak in for a 3-game series. And then the second-seeded wild card team and the third-seeded wild card team, or first-seeded wild card team, play each other. And then
hold on. I thought it was a 1 game for the wild card.
No, it's a 3-game series, man. It's gonna be
last year was 1 game when we played St. Louis.
Yeah, last year, but I think they changed it. Well, I don't know. I was reading about it the other day. I'm pretty sure it's been changed to a 3-game.
Okay. If it had gone 3 games last year, the Dodgers wouldn't have made it.
You think so?
Dude, I mean,
I think it would have been a 2-game sweep, honestly.
No, there's no way. Because, and the reason I say that is, look at how they were playing even before they got to the NLCS. Borderline hysterical.
Yeah, they were pretty bad. Trey Turner was a big reason why we didn't go far. Well, besides losing an MVP candidate in Max Muncy, who was that good last year.
And then Justin Turner went down.
Right. We had all these
Clayton Kershaw went down.
Just digress and die down, and they were nowhere to be found. Even Mookie Betts was kind of silent.
Last season, that whole season last year was just so. Speaking of the playoffs, let's go into the playoffs. Games 1 through 5. Let's do games 1 through 3. Who do you have pitching?
Okay. As of right now, I have. I don't like Kershaw going game 1s because for some reason I've noticed when Kershaw goes game 2 in a series, he always does better.
Yeah,
it's just a fact. So I wouldn't go with Kershaw as the ace like we have, decades past. But it's kind of tricky because who else can take that ace role right now? It can't be Andrew Heaney. It certainly can't be Tyler Anderson, who's been great, but he just doesn't have that game 1 feel. I think we either got to get Buehler back. Once we get Buehler back and he gets back to Buehler form, he can be our game 1 starter. Or I told you the other day, you take Kimbrel out of the closing position because he's ass for sure. You take Kimbrel out of that role and you make Buehler the closing pitcher. If he comes back and is not showing that he can go the distance and have the stamina to go like 7 innings, then I just say, you know what? Buehler is good he'll go out there, get his 3 outs, he'll throw 100 miles an hour, just absolute cheese for that 1 inning to close things out. And, man, this is tough. Because we traded away some other pitchers, but
we traded away.
Have to stock it up and make Kershaw game 1 starter.
Well, here's what I would do. Personally, I would do Urias game 1, Gonzalez game 2, Anderson game 3.
I was thinking Urias game 1, but I'll let you go.
Huh?
No, I was thinking that Urias game 1, but
Urias game 1, because I mean, the dude had to get 3 outs in that last out in the World Series. How much more pressure do you want? How much more pressure do you want?
Yeah.
Right? I think he can have. Now, Urias has that first inning problem. His walk rate's very high in the beginning.
Definitely.
His ERA is super high in the first inning. And he gives away home runs like they're candy in the first inning. By 2.5, 3, he's good. He's found his groove. He's found his pitch and all of that. So I'd have Urias, Catman. I don't know what he loves cats. Tony Gonzalez.
I know. Everyone's thinking Gonzalez game 1, but
no.
I think Gonzalez's more of a low key pitcher. Honestly, like game 1, everyone's attentive. Like look at the All-Star game. everyone was focused on him. All the hitters were focused on him. And they like the hitters were catching up to everything. I mean, Stanton timed that absolute hanger of a pitch up, and I'm not making excuses. That was a terrible pitch. But the next pitch that he threw to Byron Buxton that he hit out, it's almost like, they were kind of just feeding off the energy. When there's a pitcher like that, like Kershaw, whenever the momentum changes a little bit, they just fall apart completely, And that's what happened to Gonsolin in the All-Star game, and that's what I worry about happening in the playoffs, because it's happened to him in the past. Remember when Randy Arozarena hit like 3 home runs in the World Series?
And that was his season where he was like, He wasn't right? But I think the reason you do Urias in the first game is he's dealt with that pressure. He could get us that 1-0 start. If you have Tony Gonsolin, I think the pressure is too great. It's they're doing too great, right? Or you have to. What am I trying to say? In game 1, you are pressured to get that win. It's so high for a reason. You're a playoff caliber pitcher now on a playoff caliber team. Tony Gonsolin is kind of like Kershaw. Game 1, Urias gets that win. He's dealing with that pressure. Game 2, Catman can come in and say, "Look, I'll get us to a game 2 win." Then you get TA, put him in for 6 innings, take him out after 6, and then game 4, put Kershaw. Game 5.
You have to understand, though. Remember, it's the playoffs, though. You can't treat it like the regular season. So you can't go, okay, we have 5 starters. They'll start each of them 5 games. No, you can't do that. At certain times, you got to take a starter and you got to put them in the bullpen, because sometimes it'll come down to, Kershaw went game 2, for example, and then Anderson or Gonsolin will probably go game 1. That's my prediction. But, if they get tired, it happened to Max Scherzer last year where they're throwing so many innings in, such a short amount of time. It's like they can only go a few, and then you take, somebody out. So I got to say, we do have options if we get Dustin May and Walker Buehler back to where we can do spot starts, have somebody go a solid 5 innings, see how they're doing. They get tired, throw somebody else in there.
See, I think the way it should go is
we have a lot of starters.
Yeah, well,
I don't think I've ever seen a team with so many starting pitchers.
Well, here's what we do. Urias, Gonsolin, TA, Kershaw, Haney, and then piggybacks on the closers. Buehler, and I think honestly I've been wanting Dustin May as a high leverage reliever. You get like you said the other day, and we were talking about, I think it was yesterday. You get Buehler to throw an inning and an inning and a half. Then you get Dustin May to piggyback off of him, pitch an inning or 2. Those nasty pitches. And then you get Evan Phillips to maybe get May out of a jam. And then maybe you get...
Yeah.
Right? But what were you saying if like they went from Buehler to May, how it would change? You were explaining it pretty well yesterday and how the team it would affect it.
Here's what I was saying. You go from TA to May.
Okay,
so Tyler Anderson, you start Tyler Anderson. He's throwing his changeups, his sinkers, his fastballs that go like 90, sometimes, barely over that, sometimes in the 80s, the high 80s. He's got these movement pitches and he pitches to contact so that the hitters, get used to that. And then you throw a guy like Dustin May in there right after, who's throwing 97-mile-an-hour cutters that move like the wind almost. It's like the adjustment for the hitters is going to be a lot different. That's why Tyler Anderson, in my opinion, is very valuable if he's able to pull this off. It's almost like, R.A. Dickey with his knuckleballs, and then they go back when he was on the Blue Jays, and then they go to I forget what the guy's name was, but he'd do absolute gas, and the hitters could never catch up to it because it's like, oh damn, we were waiting on pitches all game, and now it's like we got to catch up. I do think that transition from like TA to May could be lethal.
Oh, yeah, because, I mean, and if you look at TA, he's got that changeup at 90, 93, 92, 93 miles an hour.
His changeup not go that fast.
Uh-huh.
It's his fastball. His changeup goes like 80, 83, 80, 82, I think.
Right, but his changeup is what gets a lot of these players.
Definitely. So he's
against TA. And so
okay.
If
let's
you take
analyze
that
pitchers.
you
Let's
take
analyze
that
hitters for the Padres here. First up, Machado. Who do you want facing Machado? Like who's your most comfortable pitcher in the staff to go up against Machado with the bases loaded and he has a chance to pretty much pour open the game? Who do you got getting him out? And I'm talking about starters only.
I mean, if you think of Machado, he's a fucking bitch. He's a little baby. Right,
Whoa,
but he is a good player.
Yeah,
he's a great player.
Sure.
And you do not want Manny Machado with bases loaded, 3-2 game, Dodgers in the lead, and he scores himself a grand slam or a 3-run homer. You don't want that. You'd be fucked if you did that.
But who do you want taking him?
For me, I would want...
And I'm talking about Tyler Anderson was starting the whole game, and now you got to throw somebody else in there.
Oh, yeah, I would go May.
Yeah, exactly.
Because May is just some... And these players haven't played... The major leaguers haven't played against Dustin May in over a year.
True.
Over 13 months. So now you got... And especially if it's... Okay, let's say it's 6 innings. After the 6th inning, commercials are what? 5 minutes long? So now you have Dustin May starting to throw in the fifth in the bottom of the 5th inning, starting to loosen up. By the 7th inning, he's ready. So now you only have what? 5 minutes between TA's slow ass pitches and the great changeup to Dustin May just throwing rockets at you.
Exactly. Or even Bueller coming in after. I mean, okay, this is gonna sound unprofessional, but whenever I play somebody online in MLB The Show, and they have Tyler Anderson, right?
Mm-hmm.
At first, I'm swinging in front of everything. Like I'm grounding out to third, I'm hitting lasers foul down the left field line, and then as soon as you start to adjust to that slow movement type pitch, they throw in, Walker or Dustin May or somebody who has gas, and it's like you can't catch up to it for a little bit. Eventually, though, you'll start to catch on, but it's like that in real life almost, where you can have a scouting report on a guy, and you can know what sort of approach they're going to take to you. But if your hand-eye coordination has been set on waiting on fastballs, it's a weird feeling. But yeah, sometimes you do have to wait on 90-mile-an-hour fastballs if you're used to 100. So
yeah,
I mean,
I
think go from that to absolute filth and gas. I mean, it could be.
I honestly, exactly. I mean, for me, I think you could put Dustin. I was thinking Dustin May would come in as a reliever. They're planning to make him a starter. I understand why they would do it. I didn't understand it at first. I'm like, he's just coming back. I would put Bueller as a starter before I'd put May. I would make Dustin May fight for his spot again. It's unfair that he has to fight for his spot, but that's what an injury does to you. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
He earned it after 2020, but now he has to earn it again. So I think what you do is, because Blake Trinan's a mid-September comeback. So hopefully that's what Kirsten Watson and all these people are saying, all these guys, Dave Roberts, Doc, all of them, that he's a mid-September guy, which is perfect. The problem with being a mid-September guy is, let's say that's the 15th. You don't have a lot of time to play, to get used to it and being used to being called up. And he's gonna give up a couple runs the first time up.
Oh
So,
yeah.
If you have, uh, let's say let's say you actually get Blake Trinan, who's was the best high impact reliever we had. Let's say he comes back, we put him, piggyback May after him, then get Evan Phillips. Delicious.
That's crazy. That's
That's
it
it
could
would
translate
because
to a World Series for sure.
yeah,
But
because
also,
look, if you take Bueller, and let's say you have it the way I'm saying it, Urias, uh, Gonzalez, TA, right? Let's say Bueller starts game 4, or Bueller piggybacks off of, I don't know, TA. Ah, especially if he's Bueller that we know of. Oh,
man, could be
and
dangerous
especially with
early.
seats, yeah,
Yeah.
especially with CT3 back.
Oh yeah. We needed
Who
him
got?
back. There's a guy
Yeah,
that knows how to hit in the playoffs.
yeah,
For
and
sure.
look at how he did against the Padres. A hit in his first at bat, back on the team. His defense is I mean, it's
Double, right? He
crazy.
hit a double.
Yeah, he had a double. Will Smith had 3 doubles, which was insane. Or 3 runs, was it 3 RBIs? Um, I mean, it's just crazy. And we needed him. Trace Thompson is absolute killer.
Yeah, I like Thompson. He's been
He's a
doing pretty
boss,
good.
man. He's a boss. And then you got, I mean, your top 3, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman have been hitting 400 as the top 3 of the lineup. That is unheard of, A. And B, no other team is doing that. Even the good old Yankees.
Their top 3 confuses me because, I mean, it's obviously Judge as the MVP this year. If it was like the NBA where there was only one MVP, it'd be Judge. But
Yeah.
it's the DJ LeMahieu situation. I just
Mm,
and I'm not going on a rant about to, dog DJ LeMahieu. I just want to
yeah.
talk about his home runs. All his home runs are literally to right field in that little short porch that I could probably, give me like 100 swings and I might be able to scrape one out there. It's so short. I mean, he you put DJ LeMahieu on the Twins, for example, I think he would have 3 home run seasons. All 3 coming at Yankee Stadium when they go on the road. And then you got Anthony Rizzo, who, in my opinion,
Was on the Cubs.
yeah, in my opinion, he's playing more than what they expected. I mean, he's got like 27 home runs and stuff.
Already, yeah. That's insane.
But he goes down on strikes a lot. And he doesn't hit for average. Like the top 3 of the Dodgers, they hit for power and average. That's the thing, And Freddie Freeman, I will admit, has not been the power hitter he has been in the past this year, but he's hitting fucking 325, dude.
And his OPS is over 1100. It's actually over 1200 now.
And
I mean, yeah, and look, we talk about this with hockey a lot. Sometimes a new scenery, a new place, new faces, it fuels a player. It builds them up. With Freddie Freeman, with the top 3, what you have is a guy like Mookie Betts, who's great at hit, who's more of your home run, base hits type of guy, right? Then you have Trey Turner. He's got a higher contact rate on the ball with than Betts. Betts has a lower contact rate on the ball, right?
And he's not far behind Betts in home runs. I mean,
no, he's not. He's
he'll
on
be
what?
at 20. He'll be at 20 in a week for sure.
Yeah, he's what, at 16?
He's at 18, man.
He's at 18. That's right. Yeah, and the
Betts
other
is
thing,
at 25, I believe. So
yeah, Betts at 25. He's crazy, insane. And a lot of 3-run bombs, by the way. Pretty Pretty crazy there.
Definitely.
But if you
Does he
look
have a
at
Grand Slam? Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt. Does he have it?
No, he doesn't have a Grand Slam this year.
Just Bellinger then, I
Just
think.
Bellinger.
Yeah.
So, and we'll talk about that because we got to talk about the Giants. But if you take a look at Betts, he's the guy that you can get on base, not very high in contact rate, but good at home runs.
Yeah.
Trey Turner, good, very high contact rate ratio on the ball, so not compared to Betts. But he's more of a speed guy, the one who can steal a base without you really noticing. His slides are smooth like butter. It is. I mean, his slides, dude. I can't get enough.
Slides in the home, definitely.
What was that?
It's when he slides in the home. I think he makes it look like, I don't know.
He makes it look like he's on ice, and he's just. He's more of your speed / contact guy. And Freeman. Someone said this the other day on one of the podcasts I listened to. I think it's Dodgers Nation or Talking Baseball. He's good at hitting it the other way, which is why he doesn't do BP batting practice, because all you're going to do is this into left field, this into left field, hit into left field. It's just going to be so boring. No one wants to watch it. No one wants to fucking watch that.
You pull more than Andrew Tate in batting practice.
Yeah. But if you notice Freeman, he also not only does he hit it the other way, he also adjusts to what Turner and Betts are doing.
Yeah.
That's what's great about Freddie. And another stat that I found crazy, I looked it up today. Actually, I found it randomly. The top 3 of the Dodgers have been the only top 3 hitting over 400, almost close to 500. It'll be in a couple weeks, I bet.
Not bad.
And that have been posting every night. They have, Freddie Freeman at least. Freddie Freeman and Trey Turner have hit every single night.
I know, man. I can't remember, Jason. I can't remember a game this season where not one of at least those 3 guys got a base hit. It seems like every game, one of those 3 at least gets a hit. You know what I mean? Or
and even when they were in their slump,
that was in April, man.
No, that was in July. Their July month was one of the worst.
Good.
Huh?
I must have missed that then.
No, you know what? No, it was June. I'm sorry. It was June. June.
Okay, yeah.
It was June. That's when the Giants were actually doing really good. Mm-hmm. And everyone thought, oh, the Giants. I was like, shut up. That was when even Freeman was just the one getting up. There was always a base hit. There was always a guy on base. They were like, 1-48 with men on base. I was like mad. But
you know what? I think I do remember that little dry spell that they went on where they just they couldn't hit if there was a gun pointed at their head.
Nope. They just could not. It was like it was horrible. So
I just forgot about it because they've been hitting so well lately. It's like you forget about the slides, but
I don't, because it gives me heart attacks. So I have to pay my medical bills. I'm just kidding. But yeah, exactly. 2 out of the top 3 have been in the game every night. At least 1 out of the 3 players has had a base hit, at least. And then Will Smith has come up in the lineup. Although he moved down because of CT3. They put him in the lineup over Will Smith. And I mean, Will Smith is absolutely crazy.
Yeah. He's our Buster Posey, in my opinion.
Yeah, that man is on fire. He's in flames. He's just absolutely off the charts. Gavin Lux, remember how you and I mean, you were especially worried about Gavin Lux, and everyone was talking about trading Gavin Lux.
Yeah,
his stock value just went like this. Because look at the first game against the Rockies and games 2 and 3 that we lost on opening day, and the first 3 games of the season, right? Post lockout or whatever. Gavin Lux was getting all them base hits. And like you mentioned, why do we want Gavin Lux as the second leadoff? Because guess what comes up? Betts. Guess what Lux does? Gets on base. And Lux still does it. Still.
I believe he's hitting 300 right now.
He is. Yeah. Which is, you're like, whoa, that wasn't Lux last year. And he had that injury last year. And it's... let's go ahead and get to Muncy and Bellinger. So
before we get to them, I'm sorry. Can we just talk about Joey Gallo real quick?
Yeah, actually, let's go there. I was thinking about that. Yankees.
Yeah, I was gonna bring him up, and I don't mean to. I was joking about taking over your show earlier. I wouldn't want to do that, but I
Hey, you
would
could.
like to talk about Joey
That's
Gallo.
work for me. You'll just have to upload every day. I don't know if you could do it.
Oh, I
It's a
hack
lot of
people
work,
all the
man.
time.
By the way, Joey Gallo, when he was with the Yankees, plenty of wins, no losses. Joey Gallo
That's
leaves,
yeah.
wins with the Dodgers, Yankees lose. So go into it. I mean, what's going on here?
I think he's a terrible acquisition.
Yep.
Realistically, I think he won't do
Good.
anything for us. But I was seeing that stat that wherever he goes this season or whenever he's in the lineup, the team just always seems to do well. So it's like that kid that you played Little League with, and he was so god awfully bad. I played Little League with this kid who would always be in left field, and I would be in center, and sometimes a fly ball would be hit to him, and he would catch it, sometimes drop it, whatever, but he would never throw the ball in. He would always give it to me to throw in. I'd be like, oh no. So that's kind of the example I'm trying to make of Joey Gallo. You know, whenever I saw that kid, I always played better. You know what I mean?
Because you're
That's could be
thinking,
what it is.
well, well, it could be this guy's gonna screw it all up. He's gonna fuck up. I gotta up my game so we can win. That's what it is. But I think it's also I didn't like the acquisition, and I said it on my channel. I don't know if you watched the videos, but I said, look, we already have Max Mun. This was before Max Muncy and Cody started hitting them together, right? I'm like, you already got average players like Muncy and Bellinger. Why do you want another average player? It makes no sense.
Another average outfielder, no less.
Exactly. No, actually, I love Bellinger's value at center field.
Defensively.
Defensively, I love him. And remember, I know I'm getting off topic, but remember, was it against the Rockies that Trace Thompson? Remember when Craig Crumble was about to give away the game?
Craig Crumble.
Yeah, Craig Crumble. But remember, he was about to give it up, and Trace Thompson makes that giant dive and grabs that.
Yeah, I do. That was the same game that he hit the bomb too.
Yep. So anyway, Joey Gallo.
Still an average outfielder though.
He is, but he's a great infielder.
Yeah. Wait, who?
He's a hit. Well, I'm talking. Well, if we're going Thompson, great hitter.
Yeah, yeah.
But Joey Gallo, I didn't like the acquisition. And LA, they didn't make a big splash this year. We got Chris Martin. All we got was struggling players this year.
Yeah.
That's all we got. And then they moved James Outman, by the way. They moved James Outman to the minors.
Terrible decision. He'll be back in September, but I like Outman. I mean, he had a bomb in his first at bat. I feel like every player that's done that ends up.
He had 3 hits.
Yeah.
The most in Dodger history in his debut. And then he just kept getting better. But then you have Miguel Vargas, and they moved him back down.
He also had a hit in his first at bat, almost went out.
And then for this other guy, I don't even know who he is. So I don't even know why you get Outman, make him debut, and then go back. But on Cody Bellinger and Max, anything else on Gallo? I mean, because I don't think he's worth it. I think LA should just
one last statement on Gallo. He's good for 3 strikeouts a game and 1 home run a week. That's all. That's really all you're getting out of him. He's good for 3 strikeouts a game and 1 home run a week.
So he's Cody Bellinger.
Even Bellinger looks like Mike Trout compared to Joey Gallo. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, you think the Dodger hitting staff can do something about it?
Joey Gallo makes Gavin Lux look like Rod Carew. I swear.
And I don't think the Dodger staff is going to do anything with him.
No, no. He's going to end up on the bench. Do you remember Steven Souza Jr.?
Oh, the name sounds familiar. I think so. Yeah.
That's who we got last year. Like that's what's kind of reminding me about this. We got this guy like, oh yeah, he'll hit some bombs for us and shit. And then they don't fucking play in the playoffs. They just sit and waste space. You know.
And yet they don't bring Outman or any of those guys in.
I really hope
actually amazing.
When they come back in September, they just kill it, and they have to have him on the roster. You know, like Corey Seager did when they first called him up, or Jock Peterson when they first called him up.
I hate that they gave up Jock Peterson, man.
Yeah, if we had Jock Peterson right now, like say we had Jock Peterson instead of Trace Thompson. I know that sounds crazy, but we wouldn't need any help on offense if everyone could stay healthy.
Well, Peterson can't do shit against the Dodgers. Actually, no.
Oh, he remember when he fucking took Max Scherzer deep last year, and well, I'm not gonna lie, I teared up a little bit because it was at that moment I knew we were fucked. You know, like even though it was only game 2, I'm just like, oh, I know baseball, I know the momentum, and I knew we were fucked.
Yep, I knew it. That's how they were going to the NLCS. I was like, why? And it was because the umpire made a certain call that it was a no-go on the swing against the Giants. That's the only reason why. But I mean, I think Jock Peterson is the only dude on the Giants that can do anything against the Dodgers.
Definitely. The rest of them are scrubs right now. Brandon Crawford and Brandon Belt.
Yeah.
They're below average right now.
Yeah.
They won't even make the playoffs. And I don't like Gabe Kapler.
Oh, my God.
I don't like him.
We'll get there in a bit. We'll get there to that. But when we go to Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy, are they on a upswing? Are they heating up? Is it getting hot in here? Hot in her? Or is it they're just hitting a bit of a peak? They're going to go back down.
To me, maybe I'm breaking a sweat a little bit, but honestly, it's a small sample size. Truthfully. Like, yeah, they played really well this series, but they played really awful all year, so to say. Like, Bellinger has been flirting with going below 200 all year. Like, he's been, he'll go up. Right now, he's at like 212 or 215, and then he'll go back down to like 202. And it's like, oh, shit, like he's about to go below 200, and then I'll get it back up. So the fact that he's flirting with the Mendoza line right now is a little concerning for me. But I'm not worried about Bellinger at all. I know that when the time comes for the playoffs, he will do what he's always done. Max Muncy.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, my God. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
it's fine.
With Cody Bellinger, look at that grand slam.
Yeah, that was beautiful.
You want to watch it?
Can you get it up here?
Yeah.
I've seen it like 5 times. I watched it on repeat when it happened. But that was the one that went right down the line, right? That just stayed fair. Yeah, that was a beautiful shot right there.
That was Dodger Stadium was lit.
Yeah, I wish I was there, man.
Ooh. I had a friend that was actually there.
Lucky guy, man.
Told me, he was like, that place was shaking. And he's like, that's the loudest Dodger Stadium has been in a long time. I was like, damn, when is it?
What? The dinger?
Yeah, when did they? Oh, I know where it is. Because I named it after him.
Just be careful with the copyright. Didn't you get in trouble for that once?
Oh, that was because it was ESPN's thing.
Oh, I see. Yeah, they're strict. I have this website to watch the games for free, and whenever it's on ESPN, though, suddenly nowhere to be found.
Right? All right, here. Can you hear it?
That ball is close!
It is! That's beautiful, man.
with 2 gone and 2 strikes here in the 8th.
Bit of a long clip, but that was beautiful.
He needed that too. At that time, he was really struggling.
And that was a burst of confidence for him, I think, or a boost of confidence. I can't get over that clip, man. I'm sorry. I can't get over it. I can't.
We want Bellinger to be good. As Dodger fans, we want Bellinger to be good because he was our MVP
in 2019. Remember 2018, how great he was.
Yeah.
And in 2019, when he was
he was just so good for a while. You want him to get back
48 home runs.
Yeah.
Imagine if we got a Cody Bellinger that could at least hit 20 bombs.
I think he'll get to 20 this year, man. Honestly. Don't worry about that.
That's the thing with Belly is that his value is in defense, right? In the outfield, and offensively and defensively in the playoffs. So I don't know that he's heating up. I think he's building towards what's going to happen in the playoffs. I think that's what I can say is what he can do. Muncy, I criticize Muncy because he doesn't want to get that elbow checked and surgically fixed. I understand. It's going to take him out for a while. But do you think this is Muncy's big time? Is he heating up? Is he getting so hot no one can touch him? Or is this like kind of like Bellinger?
Hell no. 1 home run and a 2-for-4 game does not mean that he's heating up. Give it. I'll tell you what.
Did he get like 3 doubles?
If he goes on this path for a week or so, then yeah, I will say that Muncy's coming back because I've seen this guy go on crazy weeks. Yeah, we know Muncy, and that's another player I want to get back. Bellinger and Muncy were the guys 2 years ago. So, if he keeps it up this week and he shows signs of the old Muncy, then I'll switch up like every sports media person does.
Okay. I think Muncy is giving us a bit of a show and saying, look what I can do. A lot of people think his elbow is getting better. I don't know that his elbow is getting better because he just keeps putting a Band-Aid on it.
Do you remember that home run he hit in San Francisco the other day?
Yeah.
That was old Muncy right there.
That was old. That was an old, yeah.
And it carried out simply. I've noticed that he's been lifting balls and they just don't carry out. But the fact that one carried out, I was like, well, maybe Muncy's back. Not 2 days later, he hits his first line drive home run of the season.
And it's the biggest one.
Yeah.
Of the season for the Dodgers and of his season. Because he's hit bigger ones. So
we'll see, man. We'll see. I mean, I want him to be back. I want Muncy to be that guy again. But we're just going to have to see,
Yeah. And I know we're going everywhere, but let's talk Manny Machado real quick. I know we probably kind of touched on him. Look, he's on Hall of Fame status. I think a journey kind of to get there, except he hasn't won an MVP. He hasn't won a Gold Glove. He hasn't won anything like that. And I think that interview he did, who was it, Ken Rosenthal, or was it Frank, what's his name? David, whoever it was, David Vassay, I think. I don't remember. Whoever he did that interview with, and it was like that, like, let's get him back into the popularity game. Let's fix his image. And what did he say? Like, I'm no Hustle. I'm no Johnny Hustle, or something like that. That upset the Dodger fans, and Dodger fans were like, go ahead, give him away. They didn't care.
Yeah.
And when your team is 15 and a half games back and over 20 games behind the Dodgers, when you're sitting below that kind of thing, and you're saying, I'm Manny effing Machado. If Mike Trout said, I'm Mike effing Trout, I'd be like, oh shit, fuck.
Holy shit. Never say that, though. That's the thing. Machado's a fucking clown. Sorry.
Yeah. No.
So much today.
It's fine. It's a live stream. Who cares? He's a fucking clown. But if Mike Trout said, I'm Mike fucking Trout, everyone would be like, Holy shit, he's Mike fucking Trout. Holy shit.
He deserves to be able to say that.
He deserves. Now his Angels are losing terribly. Okay, but
it happens every year. The Angels start off good, and then they start sucking, and then Mike Trout gets injured.
Mm-hmm. But when Mike Trout comes to the plate, you're like, oh, fuck, something's about to happen. Fuck, it happens. Manny Machado comes to the plate, you still worry like that because the guy is talented as fuck. He's a world-class talent, I think. His attitude, his demeanor, he's a terrible teammate, all of that. The real answer is, look, these guys, look, okay? If I'm Manny Machado, I'd say, look, I know we lost, okay? Here, but we got 4 new guys into the clubhouse. Everyone's still trying to get used to it. You shook up this chemistry. But don't worry, my guys are going to be back. We got it. We're all still trying to get to know each other. No, his answer is, I'm Manny effing Machado. Yeah, you're Machado and you're losing. That's my take.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he's Manny Machado. It doesn't matter if he's Aaron Judge. I mean, he's a terrible teammate, and he holds the team back. He held the Dodgers back. I'll never forget. Yeah. I was sitting down. It's my freshman year in college. I didn't have a lot of time, but I finally got to sit down and watch a World Series game. And the first thing I see is Machado hit a laser to left, and he's watching it. It doesn't even come close to getting out, and he only gets a single out of it. The game ended up being like 1-1 the whole time. I was just like, that would have been a great opportunity to score, my friend. You know?
Yeah, is he exactly
fucking taking people out with the swings behind, trying to take people out at first base. Dirty player. I don't like Machado, man. I'm sorry. And he's only hitting 306 right now. That's not even that good.
Gavin Lux is going to be higher. And I love how he can homer. You're Manny effing Machado and you can't homer against the Dodgers?
He doesn't even have 20 yet.
No, he doesn't.
God, people are watching this, and if they are, they're just going to go like, Padres haters, Machado's hater. Yeah, I'm a Machado hater. He could go out and he could hit 4 home runs, and then I'll come up with an excuse for why he did
that. Me too. I mean, same with Tom Brady when he scores 3 touchdowns.
Oh, the pitchers were throwing it right over the middle. Don't go.
No, it was in the middle of the plate. Nah, it was out of the zone. Right. But again, with the Padres, they have and I forgot to mention this when we started the segment, but we've been going everywhere. Like Manny Machado, the Padres have the Dodgers in their heads too much. Instead of saying, we are the motherfucking Padres, we're the effing Padres and we're going to play like the Padres, like the Dodgers. They don't have the Padres or the Giants in their heads. No. Yeah, the Dodgers are known to lose important games. Game 6s, by the way. They are. However, the Dodgers say, we are the effing Los Angeles freaking Dodgers.
They don't even do that, though. They just shut up and play.
Right. But that's the point is, let me get these on. We are the mother effing Dodgers. We're just here to play. Let's go. Yeah. That's who the Dodgers are. The Padres are different. They are, oh my God, we're Dodgers. And focus on you. If the Padres and Machado would focus on himself and themselves. Well, he does focus on himself. But if as a team they focused on themselves, oh man, that would have been, the Dodgers would have probably split the series. But no. Let's go to the Giants. They had a fluke of a season last season. Look at their defense. One of the worst in baseball.
Yeah, they went from the best to the worst.
Exactly. And that tantrum. So, for those who don't know, Trey Turner, for some reason, has Leonardo DiCaprio's speech in The Wolf of Wall Street entirely memorized. Line by line, word by word, everything. Word for word. So he does a slap on the head, on the side of the head, the smack on the side of the head, because of how DiCaprio does the microphone. He hits the microphone on the side of his head, which I think is absolutely weird. So every time he scores a run, he does that celebration, and that's the Dodgers celebration. Well, was it Garcia? Who was it that had the problem?
Some shitty Giants pitcher. That's all.
Yeah. I think it was Armand who had he decided he struck out Bellinger. He does it. Smacks him on the head. Like smacks himself on the head to mock the Dodgers. And then Mookie Betts is on deck and he's pointing at Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts says, "Come on over. Let's go, bitch." Gabe Kapler, is he a good looking guy, man?
I like Mookie Betts, but he won't do shit. I mean, I'm sorry, but continue.
I wanted him to do something.
He won't do shit. But continue.
Who do you think's the fighter on that team?
On the Dodgers?
Yeah.
It's gonna have to be no one. I don't think anyone on the Dodgers knows how to fight.
I think we got a bunch of fucking softies, man.
Whatever, man. As long as we're going out and winning games, you don't need to fight. I'll watch UFC for that. But
we can watch hockey for that shit.
Yeah, I'll watch hockey for that.
Yeah. But anyway, as I was saying, Gabe Kapler, is he a good looking dude? Because all the girls, they're like, "Oh my god, Babe Kapler." What the fuck? I don't know if he's a handsome dude or not.
Looking, but honestly, guy's kind of a prick.
Yeah, I mean, he throws a tantrum at the umpire. Umpire rejects him. He says, "Hell no, I'm not going." Umpire says, "Yes, the fuck you are. Get the hell out of here." And it all goes crazy because one dude decided to mock. And by the way, the Giants were beating the Dodgers. Was it 3-2 at that point? Or the Dodgers were down by 2. And all of a sudden, he gives up more runs. That mocking celebration really went well for you, sir.
Yeah, exactly. It was Trey Turner Trey Turner hit one off of him.
Yep.
After.
And also
Gabe Kapler, he went on his rant, got his money's worth, whatever you want to call it. And it just came off as sad to me, honestly. Like, it's just frustrations because you got swept twice in 4-game series. That's unheard of for a rivalry. That never happens to Red Sox Yankees.
No. It doesn't, and it's sad to watch, honestly.
Yeah, and I, as a Dodger fan, I want in the regular season there to be some competition. I don't want us to be dominating them all through the regular season and then have the script be flipped in the playoffs. I hate that, man. I've seen that so many times. How many 100+ win Dodger teams have we watched not do anything in the playoffs?
Most of the time.
Right. So get some losses out of the way. That's what I say. Get some losses out of the way. Let the Padres feel good about themselves right now to where when we get to the playoffs, you get back to that form.
I think the Dodgers just need to realize you guys can hit a slump at any time. Look at when they lost 3 to Atlanta in 2020. I was like, there's no way they're going to come back. My dad's like, "Oh, don't worry, mijo. They're going to come back." And they did.
Right.
He was right. He had faith the whole time. I had faith. I was just like, I get cynical. But the Dodgers, all they have to do is mind their damn business. The Giants are over 21 and a half games back of the Dodgers.
Yeah. They're slowly fading away.
Yep.
Which is good. I don't like the Giants in the playoffs, man. I was so worried last year. When we played them because we went down a couple of times to where it was like, we're right there. We're about to get eliminated by the fucking Giants.
By the Giants of all teams.
Yeah.
Of all teams, man, the Giants almost eliminated us.
Giants are just one of those teams that band together and they do well in the playoffs always.
They do.
But somehow we came out on top last year.
Thank God for that umpire.
He's
Dodger fans would be complaining about that to this day.
He swung. Everyone's saying that he didn't swing. I think he swung.
I think he swung. When they look at the camera angles, he absolutely swung. That as I know as a Dodger fan, that would piss us off.
Right.
What are you talking about? He fucks it. You and I would be on here, and I would be playing that video and saying, "Duncan, I zoomed in. You tell me if he swung or not," and we'd be debating it.
Definitely.
So you can't blame the Giants. And maybe if there was a robot umpire, we would have gone to
it was a season-ending play. I get it.
6 or 7. Yeah. I can't imagine. I mean, actually, I can imagine how that feels. How many NLCSs have we gone to and lost?
Thank you. That's my point. I don't want to hear all these people complaining about it because I've dealt with some baggage with the Dodgers, man. We've had so many teams that could have just taken it all. Like even the 2013 teams when like Hanley Ramirez was our best hitter, Adrian Gonzalez, like we were kind of an average team, but we just always found a way to win. And then come October, it's like it used to hit me. It used to hit me harder when I was like 13, 12. You know,
me too. But it hits me more now.
Yeah.
I think it hits me more, especially because I have a channel and I have to commentate on it. So not only do I have to live the loss, it's like, okay, cool. In the moment, I gotta relive it.
Yeah, you gotta talk about
it. And I can imagine too, as a sports writer for the Lakers, I did not cover the Lakers. I was gonna cover them, and then I thought that's gonna be a very sad part of my channel this year. So no,
I waited my whole life to cover the Lakers, man.
I said get Westbrook out and I might cover the Lakers, and stop letting LeBron run the show and I might cover the Lakers. LeBron's a great player. He's not a manager for a reason.
Yeah, he's not a GM at all. Actually, he's always made personal decisions. Like he's always gotten his friends. You know what I mean?
He didn't go, hey, get me Steph Curry. Hey, get me this guy from the.
It's not that simple. You got to get good role players. You know what I mean?
Right, but he didn't get guys that he didn't know based on their talents. He got them because they were his friends, not because, dude, I've played against this dude. You need this guy. You're not going to win without this guy. That's what the Lakers are supposed to do. Genie Bus and all of them. So, there you go. I want to get to Clayton Kershaw. He's injured.
Sadly.
It's a lower back injury. I'm happy it's not his arm. Thank God it's not his arm. But I'm still worried that because it is a lower back injury. So is he? I mean, is he gonna? Do you think he's gonna be gone the rest of the month and then come back September? Do you think he's gonna be gone September and come back October, or do you think end of August, kind of early September, we'll be seeing?
I think he'll come back middle September. They'll give him as much time, and in my opinion, that's as much time as you need for a back injury, unless he needs surgery. But it doesn't seem like it. So if it's not as bad as you needing surgery, I'll give you an example. I was playing basketball the other day and I jammed my knee. I'm pretty sure I have a meniscus tear on my knee right now. Okay. And I'm looking at all this like information online. It's like, oh, you probably need surgery to help with that. And I'm just like, well, I'm not in the fucking major league, so I'll man up and I'll just wait for it to heal itself. But if I was in the major leagues and I had all these trainers coming at me like, oh, you need surgery, that's when you know it's serious. But we aren't seeing that in the news right now. So my prediction, middle of September, he'll get a couple of starts regular season. And then we'll see.
That's when you piggyback him off of. That's when you make someone else piggyback, like Dustin May off of him. And that's the other thing too, Duncan, is that they're going to get Dustin May. Oh my God. Have you been watching those minor league games with Dustin Mania?
It's Christmas morning, right?
Oh my God. It's like a Mexican unwrapping tamales. Oh my God, migo, you got me tamales. Eddie, I'm being racist. I am Mexican, so I can say that joke.
Oh yeah, you're good, bro.
Yeah.
I'll try not to participate in that because
you will get so much hate. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I'm used to it. But I mean, dude, I don't know if you've seen it. I've watched all those games because I'm like, I want to see how Dustin May. It's nasty. Oh, and look, his first couple starts, his walk rate was high, strikeout rate was very low. He was giving away bombs, but his spin rate, his four seam, his fastball, that slider, He threw a cutter to this dude, 20 years old. Oh, that was a beautiful strike. Oh my God. Can you imagine? Urias starts game 1. TA let's say TA or Gonsolin game 2, TA game 3. Fucking Dustin May game 4.
Sounds good to me, man.
And then maybe Buehler 5. And look,
sounds like the recipe to success. Honestly.
Can you imagine? And then Haney's actually doing really well.
Surprisingly, I was actually one of those guys that was hating on Andrew Heaney last year because he was giving up a lot of bombs, man. I mean, he gave up more bombs.
Who was he from? What team?
Who was he on last year?
Wasn't the Reds?
No,
wasn't Chicago.
He started on the Angels.
I don't remember. But his team wasn't supporting him.
It was the Angels, but yeah.
Yeah. But was he with the Angels last year?
I believe so, yes.
I think so. But if you think about why do people love the Dodger farm system? Because Connor McGivens, whatever his name is, Mark Pryor, all those dudes, I mean, they turned Evan Phillips into a god. They brought Dustin May, and Dustin May was already great, and created a monster. How many pitchers have they gone? Like Tony Anderson. Not Tony. Tyler Anderson. He's been great. But what's his name? Gonsolin.
Yeah, Tony Gonsolin.
Tony Gonsolin. He was having that rough year, right? The reason that people love this system is when they do it, they can do it. And they work with their players and support them. And what did Heaney say? I just need that support. His walk rate is low. It's one of the lowest I think it's the second lowest in baseball. He doesn't give away a lot of bombs. Knock on wood. He doesn't give away. He doesn't. So, games 1 through 5, if you give me Urias, Gonsolin, TA, May, and Heaney, I'm all right with that. Or even Buehler, May Buehler.
And Kershaw. Don't forget about Kershaw.
Right. Okay, so if you put Kershaw in, game 3, Heaney game 4, May game 5. Oh.
Yeah, I said this earlier, but I don't think I've ever seen a team with so many starting pitchers. Yeah. Not pitchers, starting pitchers. Like, even some of the bullpen, like David Price in the bullpen is technically a starting pitcher.
David Price is.
Yeah, I get why he's not a starting pitcher anymore, but like even that, technically, by definition, he is a starting pitcher.
You know who isn't? Phil fucking Bickford.
Oh no,
God
he's good
damn
for he's good for 1 inning of 1 run, Paul.
He's good for 1 pitch.
Yeah, that gets sent
that's better than Crumble. Crumble is good for no pitch.
Crumble.
That's what they call him on.
Do you think we should have traded AJ Pollock?
No.
Yeah, we should have kept Pollock for him.
We should have kept Pollock. Although he can't seem to catch a ball against the Dodgers. That's what's even funnier.
Pollock would have had a good year, honestly, with the Dodgers. He just went to Chicago, and it kind of killed his confidence.
Yeah, because he was beloved by the Dodgers.
Yeah, instead of having Joey Gallo, we could have AJ Pollock.
So. We could have AJ. Exactly. Imagine AJ Pollock, Trace Thompson, Cody Bellinger, Max Muncy, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Gavin Lux, Chris Taylor. This team is stacked. It just has to play like it's stacked.
Yeah. And they have been lately, but I just hope it doesn't die down by October. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel like,
oh man, yeah.
Like if they're getting all their, I don't know. I've seen it happen before, man, where they just
Me too.
They go crazy all year, and then by October, that's when they start to slow down.
Well, the thing is they had a month off of going crazy.
Yeah.
Because they didn't do anything, remember?
Yeah, I guess that's true. In June, right?
Yeah, in June.
Yeah. Freddie Freeman only had like 5 home runs, like first half or something. So, I don't know. I just remember Freddie Freeman just wasn't hitting any homers. Yeah.
Oh,
nobody was actually. It was really only Mookie Betts for a while, and that's when the Dodgers are great. It sounds very cliche, but when the Dodgers are hitting home, when they're hitting bombs, they win, man. They do.
They just weren't doing anything.
Yeah.
So
I
this
hope
team
translate into October. Like if we're getting all the wins out now by October, it's like, what happens when we go up against? My prediction is, because we'll be the 1 seed. My prediction is that we're going to face the St. Louis Cardinals in the NLDS. Yep. So what happens when? Because I think the Cardinals are going to get past that wild card round. Mm-hmm. I think they have a good enough team this year with the MVP and Goldschmidt.
Yep.
So what happens when, the Dodgers go up against, Montgomery, Wainwright, Michaelis, and they have no answer for them because they've been hitting all year. And that's a tough stadium to hit in.
It is. St. Louis, yeah.
It's not a hitter's ballpark at all.
No, it isn't. And the Dodgers, they're mainly a hitter's team. But that's exactly where you need your pitchers to give away just 1 run.
Yeah. They need
preferably 0.
Whatever.
Preferably happens. 1 run, let your Dodgers come in. And that's a place where base hits and walks are always welcome.
Definitely.
Betts singles into right field. Trey Turner hits a double. Freddie Freeman walks, or let's just say he walks. Who comes up? CT3, bomb. Or CT3 gets another hit, a run scores. Who moves? Betts goes home. Trey moves to third. Freeman moves to second. CT3 takes over first. Who comes up? Will Smith. A double. Oh, Spanish, huh?
Yeah, something popped up on my phone.
Are you doing Spanish classes or something?
No, I'm trying to pull up your stream.
My stream?
The stream that I'm currently on, yeah.
Oh.
Trying to see, okay, yeah, they can't see my Dodgers hat. It seemed like it was like up here or something.
Yeah, I can't see it on my camera, so I didn't know if they would be. Do you have the new City Connect one, or do you have the old one?
The old one.
Yeah.
I've had this one since I was like 15.
My Dodgers hat is so old I can't even wear it. It's worn out. But their new one, they wanted Los Dodgers instead of Los Dodgers, which I agree because Los Dodgers makes more sense. You mean a Mexican? Apá, ¿qué estás haciendo? Estoy viendo los Dodgers, amigo.
That's spot on, my friend.
I'm a Mexican. That's how it goes. ¿Qué haces, mijo? Oh, Dad, I'm watching los Dodgers. Oh, los Dodgers. ¿Quién está ganando los Dodgers? That's how it goes. And they're going to put Los Dodgers. And also, I don't like the colors. I prefer they stick with blue.
Yeah. There's a couple of uniform choices.
And it's also $52 for a hat. Hats, you got to leave them at like 35, 32, 35. Shirts, yeah, make it $52 if you like sell really cool shirts. You saw my Dodgers shirt where it has like the 1958 and all that? I think I showed it to you. I'll have to.
Undefeated, bro. It's undefeated.
It's great. Was there any other topic you want? I think you mentioned a couple other things.
I mean, I probably should start getting ready soon, to be honest. But
what time is it?
2:30.
2:30.
Take a shower and stuff. Take a shower.
Okay. We covered a lot of topics.
Talked about Gallo. Talked about pretty much everyone on the Dodgers.
Yeah, we talked about the pitching. We talked about.
Okay, yeah. Let's talk about one last thing before I go. Then.
Okay.
What are your thoughts on Dave Roberts sending? What are your thoughts on Dave Roberts being more aggressive with sending guys this year for stolen bases? Like we actually have a lot of stolen bases this year, and Dave Roberts has been pretty aggressive. Like I saw him he sent Will Smith to the straight up steal second the other day.
I think Doc is making a good decision there, because if you know anything about Doc, he's very conservative in what he does, and he's kind of like, well, he's not as bad, but he's like Mike McCarthy on the Cowboys, where he doesn't call a challenge, and you're like, why? Dave Roberts doesn't always take a necessary step that you need, the necessary steps, and you have that you see that where he relies on like your top pitchers too much, and he doesn't give guys like Bobby Miller a chance or Ryan Pepio a chance. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I feel like that's him taking chances, and I welcome it because it helps. And if you can get Will Smith or Trey Turner, especially Trey Turner, who can run and steal base like no one's business, go for it. I think Dave Roberts should take more of those chances, honestly.
And all right, before I go, I have one last good news to give that I just found out.
Okay.
Dodgers just got Justin Turner back on the roster.
So. Oh,
yeah.
Actually, that should have been a topic. He was set to come back this week or next week.
Yeah, he came back. He's back off the IL today, so
yeah,
maybe he won't be in the lineup today, but
he's on the roster.
He'll be in tomorrow.
What's your take on him?
I think he's Justin Turner, and he's absolutely got to be a part of this team. You know, the stuff that he's done in the past. I mean, he's shown signs of actually displaying, power this year. He's got on some home run streaks. His numbers might not be Justin Turner-esque, but in the playoffs, man, he turns into Aaron Judge in the playoffs.
He does. It's like Corey Seager's spirit is in him.
Right.
Is he a 2023 Dodger? I don't know.
I don't want to even think about it, man. Let's just focus on this year. Go out, get a chip.
What I love Justin Turner. I've always loved Justin Turner. I love his work with the Boys and Girls Club.
Yeah.
His wife Courtney is awesome, and they're awesome. Clayton Kershaw had his Kershaw's Challenge ping pong for purpose yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that one he does every year.
Mm-hmm. But it took a 2-year hiatus because of the pandemic and all that. But so what could you real quick before you go look up the lineup? I'm curious to see what they're doing tonight.
See if it's even out yet. Still kind of early.
Ladies and gentlemen, please hold while this sexy porn model Duncan Die finds the Los Angeles Dodgers lineup.
Looks like it's not out yet, but I'll predict it. You want me to predict it? It's simple. Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman at the top.
Yep.
Will Smith, Max Muncy. Wait, is it a? Let me see who's pitching for the Twins. Right-handed pitcher. Yeah. So.
You got to give him a bunch of what? Righties, right? No, lefties.
Yeah, Mookie Betts, Trey Turner, Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, Max Muncy, Gavin Lux 6. Gavin Lux 6. Bellinger 7. I think they'll move him up a little bit. Chris Taylor 8. And then throw Trace Thompson in there 9. That's my prediction.
See, I would put Trace Thompson at 9. I'd put Muncy at 8. I'd put Chris Taylor at 5.
5. That's actually interesting. Just to go right for getting his confidence back up.
Yeah. That's what I think. Although I could see him being put, because that's what they did with him. They actually put him at number 4 on Saturday, 4 or 5. So, and of course, you have other players too. But lastly, and I can't believe I didn't go over this in the beginning. This shows I'm just unorganized. Dodger fans know that we lost a legend, a dearly great, beloved friend of all of us, Vin Scully. So, I'd like to get your maybe any memories, any thoughts, anything on that. I mean, because it was a shocking.
Vin Scully could read a bread recipe and it'd be entertaining.
Put the weed 0-2 in the cup. 2 quarters. Anyway.
Nah, he was great. The greatest announcer that ever did it, and probably will, in my eyes, never changed in that terms. Like people try to say Joe Davis is a young Vin Scully, but nobody will ever compare to Vin.
You have your John Maddens, the Kings announcer, and you have Vin Scully, and
it's between John Madden and Vin for. Like,
I think Vin
Scully is like Jordan, and Madden is like LeBron. I don't know.
Maybe I just Vin Scully did it for 67 years. Every announcer, Al Michaels even said, like, dude, I was influenced by Vin Scully, and because he's younger than Vin Scully, and he influenced everyone. I grew up listening to him for 19 years. 19 years. My brother he grew up, 17 years. My dad, 42. His dad, however old he is. You know what I mean? Like, he was a friend when I didn't have any friends. And I'm not going to go on too much because I'm going to cry like I did in my last video. I miss Vin Scully. The best to ever do it, man. The best to ever do it.
Yeah, we'll all miss him, man. But he had a good life.
He was.
You can't live forever. I wish. But he had a good life.
You know? He absolutely had a good life. He was a great person. Every player talked about how he wanted to meet players. He wanted to be around them. He wanted to. When opposing teams, when your rival names the visitor's press box after their own rival's announcer, you've got to be the greatest.
Definitely.
Right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but if you have in your farewell tour, the tour comes to you at Dodger Stadium, everybody, I mean, David Ortiz, Big Papi, Theo Albert, Albert Pujols, every one of them wanted to say goodbye to Vin Scully. Everyone. AL teams, NL teams, everybody wanted to see Vin. And RIP in Dodger Blue Heaven, man. And say hi to Koufax and Snyder and Jackie Robinson, all those guys. Say hi to them for us, Vin. So, well, I know I ended it on a somber note, but
no, it's a good way to end it.
Yeah, Vin Scully will always be
better than doing it in the middle of the stream, right?
Yeah. Anyway, let's talk Vin Scully. Vin Scully, the best to ever do it. No one will ever touch him. I mean, the guy broke the Guinness World Record for however many seasons he called.
Yeah.
And he did it for 67 years. No one's ever matched him. Ever.
No one ever will. Come on. Who's going to be announcing for
Especially because he did it with one team for 67 years. Yeah. And that story where he did the game on the rooftop of the Boston campus.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he never complained a bit. I'd be like, it's fucking crazy, but he scored a touchdown, motherfucker, give me a blanket. And Vin Scully was like, no, I'm going to call the game. So, Duncan, I'd like to thank you for coming on the show. I know you've got to go. So we'll end the stream here. What do you got coming up on your articles?
I'm gonna do some aviator stuff, like Vegas aviators, but I'm just kind of waiting for football season to start, to be honest. Kind of like an off season for everything right now. We don't have an MLB team in Vegas, so can't cover.
You should ask them if you could cover the Dodgers.
I have, dude. I ask them every day, but the truth is that they're only able to do that with Vegas teams.
No, because you were covering the Lakers.
Yeah, but they have to get some sort of approval from the team first, I guess. I don't know. They got it from the Lakers, but they didn't get it from the Dodgers because the Dodgers are corporate a-holes, even though they're my favorite team.
Well, you can come on here and talk about them anytime you want.
All right, man. I appreciate it, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. And go follow Duncan at the Instagram listed in the description below. Follow Franchise Sports Media, and we will see you guys next time.
All right. Good talking to you, Jay.